Clear thinking isn't about sounding intelligent. It's about being correct. An idea is only true if it matches reality. It doesn't matter how elegant it sounds, who said it, or how many people repeat it. An idea can be clear and still be wrong. It can be popular and still be false. It can feel right and still fail. Nature is the judge. You make a claim. That claim leads to a result. And then you compare that result with what actually happens. If the claim doesn't match reality, it isn't true in that form. This is the foundation of the scientific approach. You don't begin with trust. You begin with checks. You ask what the idea predicts, and then you look at the real outcome. Truth is measured by agreement with reality. A true idea has to say what should happen. Many ideas sound meaningful but predict nothing. They stay vague and avoid clear results. Because they take no risk, they can't be proven wrong. A strong idea must be testable. It must lead to a prediction that can be checked in the real world. If an idea can't be checked, it doesn't belong in the same category as scientific truth. It may express a value or preference, but it isn't a tested claim about reality. A testable prediction is specific. It names a condition and an outcome. It's clear enough that two people can agree on what counts as success or failure. Thinking becomes sharper when you ask what an idea predicts in real terms. You don't accept words alone. You look for results that can be compared with observation. Evidence should guide belief, not the other way around. It's easy to form a belief first and then look for support. You notice facts that agree and ignore facts that don't, creating a false sense of certainty. That isn't a reliable path. Starting with belief means starting with bias. You begin defending a position before knowing whether it fits reality. Clear reasoning follows a different order. First you collect evidence. Then you build a conclusion that matches that evidence. If the evidence changes, the conclusion may change too. That isn't weakness. It's correct thinking. Belief becomes an output, not a badge you protect. It's a temporary model that stays only as long as it keeps matching the facts. Strong belief grows from strong evidence. Even a single reliable failed test can matter a great deal. A test forces an idea to make a clear promise. If that promise fails under good conditions, the idea is in trouble. Science doesn't protect ideas from challenge. It tries to break them on purpose. If an idea is true, it survives serious attempts to disprove it. If it's false or incomplete, testing exposes that. A strong claim is one that can fail. If it can't fail, it can't really be checked. When a test fails, you don't hide it or explain it away with vague excuses. You ask exactly what failed. You check the method and the measurement. If the failure holds, you update the claim. Truth has to survive serious attempts to prove it wrong. Clear language supports clear thinking. Unclear language can hide weak ideas. If a claim uses vague words, you can't test it. If it uses fancy words, you may feel impressed and stop checking. You should be able to explain an idea in simple terms. That doesn't mean the idea itself is simple. It means you understand it well enough to make it plain. If you can't explain it clearly, you may not fully understand it. Clear language forces structure. It makes you define key terms, describe causes and outcomes, and say what you actually mean. When you rewrite an idea in plain language, remove extra words, replace vague terms with specific ones, and add a clear prediction, you make the claim testable. Clarity in language supports clarity in truth. Truth shows patterns, not random results. A good idea should work the same way in similar cases. If it works only sometimes, you need a reason. Without a reason, the idea is weak. Nature is consistent. When conditions are the same, results should match. If they don't, something is wrong. The idea might be missing a factor. The test might be flawed, or the measurement might be poor. Laws don't change based on personal preference. If a law is correct, it holds across repeat tests. Thinking improves when you look for consistency. You ask whether an idea predicts the same result under the same conditions. If not, you find what changed. You don't accept randomness as an excuse when the situation isn't truly random. Consistency builds confidence in truth. Opinions don't. Change results. Careful measurement shows this again and again. Two people can disagree strongly, but the outcome doesn't shift because of their disagreement. Claims about the world aren't made true by agreement. They're made true by matching results. Objective measurement reduces personal bias by using clear methods, tools, numbers, and repeatable steps. Others can review and repeat the work. This lowers the role of preference and authority. Clear thinking grows when you stop arguing from popularity or status and return to a simple check. What do the results show when we measure carefully? Truth doesn't depend on who believes it. True ideas become stronger when others can check them. Private belief is easy and private testing is harder, but shared testing is strongest. When other people can repeat your test and get the same result, your idea gains strength. Science is a public process. Methods have to be clear enough for others to use. Data has to be open enough to inspect. Claims have to be specific enough to challenge. This isn't about trust. It's about checkability. Replication protects against error. You can make mistakes without noticing. Your tools can be off. Your sample can be unusual. When others test the same claim, these risks are reduced. Thinking becomes more responsible when you ask whether someone else could check your claim. If not, it's weaker. If yes, it can take part in building reliable knowledge step by step. Simplicity helps you see what is real. Complex explanations can hide problems by adding extra parts to avoid admitting failure. They can protect the claim by making it hard to test. A simpler explanation with fewer assumptions is often stronger if it still matches the facts. This doesn't mean the world is always simple. It means your explanation shouldn't be more complicated than the evidence requires. When two explanations predict the same results, the one with fewer assumptions is usually safer. Fewer assumptions mean fewer chances to be wrong and easier testing. Thinking becomes sharper when you remove unnecessary parts, keep what is supported, and drop what isn't needed. Simple explanations are easier to verify. Truth also survives over time. Weak ideas can last for a while through habit, tradition, or weak testing. But time acts like a filter. Better tools, better data, and better methods expose weak claims. Strong ideas keep matching reality even as tests become stricter. They may become more precise and gain clearer limits, but they don't collapse when fairly challenged. Long-term verification builds confidence because it reduces the role of luck. If an idea works only once, it might be chance. If it works across years, places, and methods, it's more likely to reflect a real pattern. You trust an idea more when it keeps passing honest tests over time. Truth proves itself through repeated testing. Doubt is part of strong thinking. Quick certainty feels clean and final, but it can be wrong. Doubt slows you down and makes you check what you might be missing. Doubt doesn't have to block progress. It can prevent false confidence. By questioning even ideas you like, you reduce confirmation bias. You look for evidence that could disprove your view, not just support it. You test your best idea as carefully as you would test an opposing one. This protects you from building a belief system that can't face reality. Keeping a small space for doubt and a strong demand for evidence helps truth grow. Careful doubt protects accuracy. Truth isn't a vote or a label. It's a process. Knowledge grows through testing and revision. An idea starts as a guess, becomes a model, and grows stronger when it survives checks. If it fails, it changes. If it keeps working, it earns trust. You don't get perfect certainty. You get better and better agreement with reality through constant testing, clear predictions, and honest correction. As methods improve, measurements become more precise, tests become wider, and errors are removed. Ideas move closer to what is real. Clear thinking comes from treating truth as something you maintain through checking, not something you declare with words. Truth depends on continuous testing against reality. Asterisk.